disturbing. Thank you guys, thank you for being here today. We're gonna talk about how you move fast and don't break stuff. And what I meant by that when I came over with this is we wanna talk here about how you can apply identity and security to protect the new things you're adopting, like cloud applications, innovative apps that will help you being disruptive, but at the same time protecting on-prem, taking care of what you already acquired and have throughout the time. My name is Frederico. I worked with identity for like 15 years. I spent 10 of those years actually implementing, banging my keyboard in my head, trying to get security around on-prem and cloud systems. And these days I work for Okta. So before I start, let me just ask you guys a few questions, and this is just to help me out understand what's your level as an audience and how I can help you with this. So by a show of hands, how many of you know what's identity management and also identity as a service? Okay, good number. Yeah, I know about that too, so yeah, this good. How many of you ever heard of Okta or know what Okta is? Great. Keep your hands up if you use Okta. Thank you, guys. You like it? Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you for being customers. And how many of you use other identity management solutions like CA SiteMinder, Oracle Access Manager, Azure AD, OneLogin? Raise your hands. Yes, I do use some sometimes. Good. So awesome. This helps me out. And help us continuing with our agenda that is right over here. We're going to talk about three things. The first one is basically giving you an update of the current status of the IDM industry and how solutions are being created to help you modernize and keep your system secure. Second thing, we're going to talk about moving fast and not breaking things. So what are the things you need to do to make sure that you can protect your on-prem and cloud apps from the same solution? And finally, we're going to show how it's done. I mean, I'm going to try and show you that. And the way I'm going to do is using my poison of choice, Okta, but you can try with your own identity as a service provider. So let's start. Starting with the change in the industry, to explain that well, I got to step back just for a second and basically preach to the core here and just say what's happening to IT in general, right? So since the last 15 years, 10 years or so, there's this explosion of cloud apps that are pretty awesome, and people are using this for the right reasons, for being disruptive. Those solutions are being adopted not by IT, so it's not like IT in the driver's seat making the decision, let's go and buy this, but much more by business units like marketing. For example, Marketing Go subscribes to Drift because it's awesome and it helps with engaging with customers on the website. Or your HR department goes with Teams because it's great for collaborating, or they decide for Workday. IT is much more of a supporting function right now, and this is great because you want to have a nimble, disruptive company where everybody can select the best of breed technology. So you want to be more like Netflix and less like, let's say, Blockbuster. So it is important to encourage that to happen. However, if you're being in the market, in the industry for several years, if your company is performing business for quite a while, you have responsibilities, which are the on-prem systems they're gonna stay for a while. Things like Oracle Business Suite, SAP, etc. And those systems, they require the same kind of security that you have for cloud apps. So this week we talked a lot about conditional access, risk reevaluation, passwordless. Those systems deserve that same kind of protection. In IDM, you always used to have two different systems for each of those parts here. For the cloud, you would use something like Okta, like Azure AD, like OneLogin to protect those apps at scale. And you would have something else for on-prem, something like SageMinder, Oracle Access Manager, Tivoli, Ping, ADFS, etc. The problem is, a lot of cool stuff is happening with IDaaS, right? You see a lot of news, a lot of great, crazy good security features, but that's not happening on-prem. So much so that on-prem is getting risky right now. Even Gartner predicts that this is unsustainable. So for protecting on-prem apps, you can no longer use the solutions you had deployed and working before. Gartner, for example, predicts that by 2022, 4 out of 5 new deployments of identity will be basically as a service. So okay, you as a customer, you keep thinking about that and you're like, wow, I need to protect on-prem solutions, but I don't know if cloud can help me out. So at Okta, we went after our customers and prospects, and we asked them that question, hey, how we can help you protect those systems? They're systems like any other. We should be able to protect them like we protect Slack, or Zoom, or Teams, or O365. What they answered to us was something like this, and a bunch of customers said that. I love the simplicity of adopting new technology. I can use solutions like Okta and Azure to quickly have SSO to everything. It's pretty streamlined. I love it. I just want the same simplicity for on-prem. But here's the caveat. I don't want to change that app. I don't want to transform that app to work with SAML, to work with OpenID Connect, and I don't have the resources of before. The developers that helped build that, they are no longer here. My app does not support this. It is something from Oracle, etc. If you got to put up, like, in the user experience, what people told us is, I just want to change what's in the middle. So instead of using my legacy solution, I want to use the same one that I operate in a cloud with. But I don't want to change the edges. I don't want to change the app. I don't want to change how users are accessing those. After that, we put up some research, and we figured out that on-prem apps, like cloud apps, they operate under certain patterns, if you will. So in cloud, we named those standards, things like SAML, OpenID Connect, but what you find on-prem are basically similar ways of integrating, commoditized common ways, things like header-based authentication, URL authorization, Kerberos, LDAP, and step-up authentication. The challenge with those, differently from the cloud standards, is that they are not natively built to run in public networks. So for example, if you run header-based on a public network, you're subject to man in the middle, which is something bad for security. So we need to come up with something that you could deploy on premises, that's lightweight, and that would allow those applications that operate in these old standards talk to the cloud using the new standards and leverage the SSO and MFA from there. To do that at Okta, we came up with a lightweight solution called Access Gateway. What this thing does, it basically allows you to protect these on-prem apps that you have without changing those apps to work with the cloud. It delivers the SSO, the adaptive multi-factor authentication, conditional access, risk scoring, passwordless access to those apps, so you don't need to change those. And the way it works is basically as a reverse proxy. I won't dive too much into details over here, but I just want to point to the important parts of this diagram. When you, as a user, go to a cloud application, you have your IDaaS basically facilitating that SSO for you in adaptive MFA, in risk factors, etc. When you go on-prem, you have a broker. And what that broker does, it basically talks to the cloud using the standards that are safe to go in public networks. And after it does all the access, reevaluation, authentication, and authorization, then it grants access to the end apps. So those apps, they don't need to change to work with a cloud standard, but at the same time, they are protected. And even more than that, the access is reevaluated with every single request. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to demo this for you real quick and show how it looks like. Okay. So for doing this, I'm accessing my tenant where I have all my applications on-prem and in the cloud. And I'm going to log in with my user. My user has passwordless. In this case, I'm using biometrics from Apple, so I'm using Touch ID with WebAuthn and FIDO2. You heard a lot about this throughout this week. And then I'm here on my dashboard. And you as an end user, you get access to all your cloud apps, the things you want to move fast, and the on-prem apps that you got to keep support from the same dashboard. So you can access from AWS to your ServiceNow, to your Outlook, email, Umbrella, all the way through the on-prem apps. All the cloud apps you see over here, they are provided straight from the cloud using the out-of-the-box integrations that you have from the cloud dashboard, like you have in App Gallery, like you have in the Okta Integration Network. So you get 6,000 of those out of the box to integrate real quick. The on-prem apps you see here on the bottom-hand side, and also WebLogic and SAP, they are facilitated by that Access Gateway component. So let me jump to Access Gateway and show you how it looks like. By the way, Access Gateway is accessible in the admin console, and as you can see, I have 3 of those, and the reason why is that this thing supports multiple environments. So if you have data centers in different countries from different cloud providers, you can keep them up all together. The gateway acts as a glue. So it basically connects, remember, those on-prem apps to the cloud apps, so you don't need to work on standards or converting those apps. So this glue shows you all the cloud tenants you're connecting to, so you can have multiple cloud tenants connected to each other, which is great for different business units and things like that, or dev, test, production environments. And the on-prem apps are all here. These on-prem apps, they are integrated using an on-prem catalog. Remember those standards we talked about? They are all available here. So for example, if I type in header-based authentication, you're going to see header-based. If I type IWA, which is basically Kerberos, I have SharePoint, I have IIS and other stuff. But also it expands to proprietary integrations. So for example, if I want to do PeopleSoft or Click or Hyperion or eBusiness Suite, I can go over. These are templates, so when I click continue, I just need to fill few attributes, and there are step-by-step instructions on how I do that, so it gets done real fast. I already have an app here, so let me show you how to create an app, how life looks like. So from my on-prem Glue Access Gateway, I can decide who has access to what, and when I do that, actually, what the gateway is doing, it's talking to Okta straight from the cloud to decide how I can do this. So for example, if I decide to assign this app to everyone into the admin groups, these are attributes that are groups that are coming up from the cloud. So I don't need to stand up, let's say, an LDAP directory or an extra database just to hold copies of that user record on-prem. Also, I can decide which attributes from the cloud will be sent to my on-prem app. Things like the first name, last name, phone number, etc. And also, something really cool, I can decide who's going to have access to which parts of my application, and that I do using URL authorization. As an example here, my admin route is only available for people in the role admin. After I'm done with all of that, from my on-prem Glue to the cloud, I go back to my cloud dashboard as an end user, and if I refresh, you're going to see that on-prem app showing up here like any other app. It's pretty transparent to the end user, and the end user goes and clicks in the app, and all the access is basically mediated by Access Gateway, and it's all integrated through single sign-on and multi-factor authentication. So my attributes from the cloud are showed up over here, and because this user doesn't have the admin role, if I go to the admin page, I get access denied. So you get authentication, you get authorization to on-prem from the same dashboard that allows you to integrate with those 6,000 apps in the cloud. Finally, I'm going to log out. And just to prove I can do it in a different way, like, for example, using bookmarks, let me go and access that app, that same app, from a bookmark. So remember that diagram I showed you? I access a bookmark. Now I need to log in, so I'm going to log in with a different user. Passwordless authentication. Boom, I see my on-prem app. This user has admin, which means that when I click the admin page, I can access that page straight. So what Access Gateway does, it allows you to not break things because it allows you to integrate with those on-prem apps in a simple visual way, and you can have the same dashboard, the apps available on the same dashboard that you have your cloud apps. Okay. One of the things I could not cover you with the demo up until this far is how much work you're ditching by using a solution like that to provide access both to on-prem and cloud resources. If you have an on-prem solution to take care of your access control for on-prem apps, that means you're not running just that server. Probably you're running a database to keep user records or an extra LDAP. Then maybe you're running an extra MFA server, a middleware server, a logging engine, something like that, which creates a bunch of infrastructure that you not only need to keep it running, but also you need to maintain, you need to patch, you need to update and care for security. Remember when I was setting policies and entered group data and they were auto-completing with the data from the cloud? When I did that, Access Gateway, this component, was actually talking to the cloud and negotiating the policies straight and storing those configurations there. So I don't need to run extra databases or extra middleware here. So with just two servers, I can basically run my entire infrastructure. Also, something pretty cool is that because I offload most of my components to the cloud, I get updates automatically done by my cloud provider. And those will not have planned outage. So you have your services updated regularly, and you don't need to do work to get that going. Instead, if you use classic on-prem solutions, you need to monitor for vulnerabilities, patch your servers, patch all those dependency components, which creates friction. And finally, you improve security by consolidating all the policies in the same place. We're not talking just about having adaptive authentication, conditional policies, conditional access, risk scoring. We're talking about writing a single security policy that applies to any app. It doesn't matter where it lives. So you insulate yourself from multi-cloud, on-prem, hybrid. You have everything in the same place. It's fairly convenient. It's easy to use. One security policy drives everything. Going back to that requirements to move fast and not break things. Remember we talked about simplicity, and we talked about support to on-prem without changing apps. So if you're using this kind of deployment, a hybrid deployment, what you get is the ability to use a solution like Access Gateway and get this integrated to your on-prem pretty quickly. You're not changing how apps work to get this going. It collapses infrastructure because you have much less servers to run, and also supports not only your workforce, but also customers. And because you're running mostly cloud, most of the updates are pushed automatically without outages. On the flip side, you don't need to change on-prem apps to work. Remember, we were navigating through a catalog that has all the integrations already provided to you. So you don't need to do a lot of work with whiting and piping and developing new protocols or porting that over. So we provide support, native support to proprietary apps like eBusiness Suite and PeopleSoft, and also the popular on-prem patterns we talked about, URL authorization, header-based authentication, Kerberos, so forth. It's fairly easy to go here and talk on stage when you don't have that system running on-prem and then you need to migrate yourself, right? This is a lot of work. One of the things we put out that you can use it yourself with your provider of choice is a migration guide, an ebook that goes into the details on how you consolidate identity in the same place. It shows how you can do that without going in a, let's say, big bang kind of deployment, right? You avoid like the all-in-ones. And within every single step, you can actually have benefits like having better security, having passwordless access, reducing your infrastructure, etc. This is available for you. We can share on the Okta booth, which is the same place where I can give you a deep dive on the product if you want to learn more about it, if you want to see me clicking through knobs and switches and ask me, hey, let's break this one, we can do that. We're available to help you out getting there. To close it out, again, we came over with 3 points, right? First, the IDM industry is moving. We're moving from on-prem and cloud components separately to a single platform that can accommodate everything you need to do. And this platform is basically identity as a service. So those systems are much more prepared to deal with the security challenges of today because they support advanced features like WebAuthn, biometric authentication. The requirements to move fast and not break things are basically two. In addition to support the cloud apps with app catalogs, you need to support on-prem apps, integrate simply without changing how they work. If you're changing how they work, you know it's going to take a lot of time, especially because those systems are old, you don't have access to the same developers. And how you do it, you basically use the standards that were available that app were basically built on top of, and you don't change those. You just leverage them, and you make sure that you're not exposing those protocols to public networks. With that, I want to thank you for your time, and just say that I'm available if you have questions, and I can give you a spin. You can check out the product in details. Thank you.